Welcome to my views and news. Three new stories. First one is about new appointments made by Ethiopian PM Abiy to federal positions. Who are the new ministers? What was the criteria? Merit or loyalty? Secondly, Voice of America interviewed Adigrat mayor a few hours ago, and Adigrat mayor spoke in detail about activities of Eritrean army, about ENDF which entered Adigrat a few days ago. It seems that ENDF is setting up military bases which it had to withdraw from when on the 3rd of November, Tigray fighters attacked Northern Command bases in Tigray. And thirdly, we had Somalia, where 2 to 3 days ago, some key towns in Galmudug regional state of Somalia came under government forces control. Al-Shabaab fighters withdrew. Without fight, the towns came under the control of Somalia's forces. In one town, Al-Shabaab today launched 2 attacks. Car bomb explosions are being reported, and deputy commander of the Danab force has been killed. Firstly, viewers, PM Abiy has made some new appointments to federal positions. We know that 4 ministers were transferred and removed by PM Abiy a few days ago. Minister of Transport, Minister of Mining, and 2 other ministers. 2 were appointed as ambassadors. Dagmawat Mogus is going to work with African Union. And Takle Oma has not been given any new portfolio so far. Now, new ministers appointed by the Prime Minister are firstly Alamo Seme from Oromia region. He worked as Oromia PP Secretary General too. One of top men in Oromia. He's been appointed as Minister of Transport and Logistics. He is replacing Dagmawat Moges. Secondly, Engineer Haptamo, Minister of Mining, replacing Takle Oma. Thirdly, Girma Amante, Minister of Agriculture. National Bank Governor has been removed as well. A new appointee is Mamo Mehreto. Thirdly, Alimetsehe Paulos, Cabinet Affairs Division Minister. Daniel Kebre, Minister of Social Affairs. Daniel Kebre, well known for his criticism of TPLF. Taya Etske Selassie, who was serving as Ethiopian representative at UN, now he will serve as foreign policy advisor. Melese Elimo, coordinator of democratic system building. So, a question is, what was the criteria? Merit or loyalty? Does Daniel Kebre deserve to be Minister of Social Affairs? Does he have the required capabilities, or is it because he is close to PM Abiy? That is why he has been adjusted to this position. He is close to PM Abiy, that is why. I think loyalty matters more for the government than merit, especially in the case of Daniel Kebre. Taya Etske Selassie is a capable man. He served Ethiopia at UN, but he will serve as a foreign policy advisor. I think this post is below his level. That's my assessment. Alamo Seme, yes, a seasoned politician. He has worked in top positions, so he's Minister of Transport. What about Takle Oma? We don't know. Will he get some new portfolio, or is he being sidelined? That remains to be seen. Secondly, viewers, Ethiopian National Defense Force, Ethiopian Army is setting up military bases, and some of them are being retaken by ENDF because ENDF was in control of some bases. It had its bases in Tigray before the start of war in November 2020. But on the 3rd of November, Tigray fighters attacked Ethiopian Army's Northern Command bases. Northern Command headquarters in Mekelle was attacked, and Northern Command, its bases in Dansha, Adigrat, Agula, and Siro were attacked by Tigray fighters. Some ENDF officers and soldiers were killed too. Some remained detained by Tigray fighters. Later, they were released. Now, when peace deal has been signed, Ethiopian army is retaking the control of these military bases. Federal police and Ethiopian army especially. Ethiopian army entered Adigrat this week. We showed pictures of Ethiopian army when it entered Adigrat. And ENDF's military base, which ENDF was using before the start of war, is now again being used by Ethiopian National Defense Force. It has been confirmed by Adigrat mayor. His name is Laike Tesfa. He talked to the Voice of America. Peaceful entry. Apart from ENDF, Federal Police is operating in Adigrat. Police, local police, I think, regional police, and militias too. It means that there is presence of Tigray fighters in one or the other form in Adigrat. Yes, Tigray forces have surrendered heavy weapons, but in Adigrat there is presence of Tigray fighters in one or the other form. If the mayor is confirming that the militias are operating, they are in Adigrat, it means that Tigray fighters, armed Tigray fighters, they are there in Adigrat. And the mayor again confirmed what we have been reporting, that Eritrean military is deployed close to Adigrat, not in Adigrat. Several sources reported 2 days ago that Eritrean military was digging trenches near Adigrat. Now it is being confirmed by Adigrat mayor that at a distance from city there is deployment of Eritrean army. So overall, I think ENDF will take over all the bases. Mekelle headquarters, Dansha, Adigrat, Sero, Agula. And I personally think that ENDF will set up more bases on Tigray-Eritrea border. Such bases should be set up. Why? Because it would be better to keep Tigray forces and Eritrean army at a distance. There must be deployment of ENDF between them. So we could see new bases along Tigray-Eritrea border, Ethiopia-Eritrea border set up by Ethiopian National Defense Force. So far, Adigrat military base has been retaken by Ethiopian National Defense Force. Thirdly, viewers, Somalia, where bloody war between Al-Shabaab and government forces is ongoing. Hassan Sheikh government, since its inauguration in May, launched an operation against Al-Shabaab. Several governments in the past have launched operations against Al-Shabaab, which is a major armed force in Somalia. And we see that sometimes the federal forces take territories, then Al-Shabaab hits back. Somalia's politicians, their army officers, their tribal elders, they are laying down their lives in this war. This week in Gulmudug state of Somalia, federal and regional forces took control of some key towns. Gulad was one of the towns. Harardire, a port city, very strategic, being used as a supply route by Al-Shabaab, came under federal government control, and the city as well. So, three towns were taken by federal regional forces in Gulmudug this week. But in one town, Al Shabaab hit back on Friday morning. Galcad is the name of this town. And here, two car bomb explosions are being reported. Al Shabaab is claiming to have killed more than 150 soldiers of Somalia's army, the Danab force of Somalia. US trained the Danab force was the target of this attack. Hassan Tore, deputy commander of the Danab force, also known as Major Hassan Usman Muhammad, popularly known as Hassan Tore, he has been killed in this attack reportedly. Dozens of other Somalia's soldiers, federal and regional, have lost their lives too in this attack by Al Shabaab in Galcad. Al Shabaab just withdrew from Galcad this week without fight. Federal forces, regional forces moved in, and then Al Shabaab came back. They attacked, and significant number of casualties on government side is being reported. Long war. I always say, war against Al Shabaab, long war, sustained commitment is needed. No signs of any engagement, talks between Al Shabaab and Somalia's government. Thank you for watching.